Hey everyone, and welcome to our deep dive into AI frontiers. Today, we're going to be exploring how AI is impacting a whole bunch of areas, like climate modeling, precision medicine,
Hmm.
and all the ethical discussions that are happening globally about it. AI is changing the world right now. It's not some far-off concept anymore.
It really is exciting to see how fast things are moving, and we're really just at the very beginning, Just imagine what AI will be able to help us with, solving some of humanity's greatest challenges.
Okay, so let's jump right in and talk about AI and climate modeling. Researchers at the Max Planck Institute have created a model that can actually predict regional climate impacts, like floods and droughts, with 90% accuracy over the next decade, which is really incredible when you think about it.
It really is like having a superpowered weather forecaster, one that can predict these long-term trends. And this model combines historical data with current environmental metrics to get these crazy accurate forecasts. It's all detailed in their paper called Regional Climate Prediction Using Machine Learning.
So what does this mean for us? Like, what can we do with this?
Well, just imagine knowing years in advance which areas are going to be most vulnerable to rising sea levels, or which regions are going to be hit the hardest by drought. With this kind of predictive power, we could completely transform urban planning.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
We can design infrastructure that can withstand the changes, develop early warning systems for natural disasters. We could even start thinking about relocating communities that are vulnerable before a disaster even
It's
happens.
like having a crystal ball.
Exactly. And it could be a key part of adapting to climate change.
Okay, so that's amazing. Now let's switch gears a little and talk about precision medicine. We've all heard about personalized medicine, the idea of treatments that are tailored to your specific genetic makeup. But there's this really interesting platform called GenomeAI that's taking this idea even further.
Oh yeah, GenomeAI is really shaking things up. It uses AI to analyze an individual's genetic data, and then it predicts how effective different cancer treatments would be for that person.
So you could get your DNA sequenced and then know exactly which therapies have the best chance of working for your specific cancer.
Exactly. No more guesswork. It's like having a personalized roadmap for your treatment.
That's incredible. It seems like AI is taking us away from these generalized treatments and toward a future of truly individualized healthcare.
It's a huge step forward for sure.
Okay, so we've talked about climate change and healthcare. Now let's move on to another big topic, AI ethics. The UN has started talks to establish an international framework for regulating AI. They're focusing on some really important concerns, like the use of AI in autonomous weapons and surveillance.
This is a big deal. They're hoping to have a treaty in place by next year, which would be a historic achievement. Can you imagine a world where we have an international agreement on how AI should be used, outlining guidelines and limitations and ethical considerations?
It's a bit overwhelming to think about.
Absolutely. The real challenge is going to be finding the right balance. How do we encourage innovation
Yep.
while also making sure that human rights are protected?
What are some of the biggest worries people have about AI being used in the wrong way?
Well, one of the biggest ones is the potential for AI to be used in autonomous weapons. Basically, machines that can make life or death decisions without any human involvement.
Yeah, that's a scary thought. And what about surveillance?
AI-powered surveillance systems can gather so much information about individuals, it raises really serious questions about privacy and freedom. Dr. Samira Ahmed, she's a leading AI ethicist. She said, a global agreement on AI use could prevent a tech arms race, but it absolutely must balance innovation with human rights.
That's a tough one. But it's a conversation we need to have.
100%. It's a conversation that'll shape the entire future of AI and its impact on society.
Okay, so we've talked about some of the really big picture stuff. Let's bring it down to earth a little and talk about some of the ways AI is already being used in more everyday applications.
Sounds good. So there's the startup called DocuProof. They're using AI to verify if documents are authentic.
So no more checking for forgeries?
Right. Think about all the paperwork involved in real estate or legal transactions. Being able to instantly verify that a document is real could save people so much time and money, and it could cut down on fraud significantly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what else is out there?
Well, there's this company called SecuriGuard AI. They've developed facial recognition technology that can identify people even if their features are partially hidden.
Wait, how is that even possible?
They're using AI to analyze even the tiniest details, like the shape of an eyebrow or the curve of a jawline.
Wow. I guess that could be really useful for security. But it also brings up some concerns about privacy in public spaces.
It definitely does. This is a perfect example of how AI can have both positive and potentially negative applications. It forces us to really think about how much surveillance we're willing to accept in the name of security.
And speaking of advancements, we have to talk about PyTorch 3.1. This is a major update that's creating a lot of excitement in the AI development world.
Yeah, this update is a big deal because of the improvements to distributed training, which basically means that developers can train their AI models across multiple GPUs, or even entire networks of machines.
So why is that such a big deal?
Think about it. When you're training a huge AI model, like one that's analyzing climate data or processing medical images, that takes a ton of data.
Gotcha.
Distributed training basically lets developers break down the task and spread it out, so the training process becomes way faster and more efficient.
It's like giving AI developers a superhighway to work with.
Exactly, and this is going to have a huge impact. It's going to accelerate research and development in so many different fields.
That makes sense. And we can't forget about AI at the edge.
Right, this is all about putting the processing power directly into devices, so they don't have to rely on the cloud as much.
So my smartphone or my smart speaker would be able to handle more processing on its own.
Yes, which means faster response times because the data doesn't have to travel to the cloud and back. And it also means enhanced privacy because the data is being processed locally.
Especially important for sensitive information.
Exactly.
It sounds like AI at the edge is going to completely change how we interact with technology.
It is. It's definitely a trend to keep an eye on.
We've covered a lot of ground so far, from climate modeling to precision medicine to all sorts of other stuff. It's incredible how AI is impacting practically every part of our lives.
And we're just getting started.
Be sure to come back for part 2 of our deep dive, where we'll be talking about even more amazing AI developments. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to our AI deep dive. We've already seen how AI is changing the game in things like climate modeling and medicine, but there's so much more to explore.
Yeah, it's really mind-blowing how much of an impact it's already having. And to think, this is still just the beginning.
Absolutely. One area where AI is poised to make a huge difference is in tackling climate change.
We talked about how AI is predicting things like floods and droughts, but what about its role in actually mitigating climate change?
Well, imagine a world where buildings can automatically adjust their energy use based on weather patterns, how many people are inside, and even their past energy usage.
That sounds super futuristic.
It's closer than you might think. AI algorithms can take all this data and create incredibly efficient energy management systems. They could predict when a room is empty and adjust the heating or cooling, optimize lighting to take advantage of natural sunlight, even anticipate peak energy demand, and reduce our reliance on fossil fuels.
So it's like having an AI building manager that's constantly tweaking things to save energy.
Exactly. Not only would it be great for the environment, it would also save building owners a lot of money.
That's awesome. It's a win-win.
Yeah.
Are there other ways AI is being used to fight climate change?
Definitely. AI is also being used to develop new materials for things like solar panels and batteries, which could really speed up the transition to renewable energy.
It seems like AI is becoming essential in the fight against climate change.
It's definitely playing a bigger and bigger role.
Okay, so we've talked about saving the planet. Now let's talk about something else that AI is seeking out. Creativity.
The creative industries.
Yeah, art, music, writing.
Exactly. AI is really pushing the boundaries of what's possible in these areas. We're seeing AI tools that can generate music, create incredible art, even write compelling stories.
Hold on. You're telling me machines can be creative now?
It's pretty amazing, right? But it's important to remember, these AI tools are designed to work with human creativity, not replace it.
So it's more of a collaboration.
Exactly. A musician could use an AI tool to come up with melodies or chord progressions. A painter could explore different color palettes and textures.
Like having an AI muse?
Precisely. And we're already seeing some incredible examples of this. AI-generated art and music being displayed in galleries and concert halls. It's really pushing the boundaries of what art can be.
It makes you wonder what the future holds for creative fields as AI keeps getting better.
The possibilities are endless. We might even see entirely new art forms that we haven't even imagined yet.
Before we move on, I'm curious about AI's impact on education.
Oh, there's a ton of potential there. AI is already changing how we learn and teach.
Like how?
Well, imagine having a personalized tutor available to you 24/7. That's what AI-powered tutoring systems are starting to offer.
They can adapt to each student's individual needs and learning style.
Exactly. And they can give instant feedback, track progress, and adjust the pace of learning as needed. It's like having a guide that's completely dedicated to your educational journey.
That sounds amazing. What else?
AI is also being used to create these intelligent educational games and simulations that make learning more engaging and fun.
It sounds like AI could make education more accessible and effective for everyone.
That's the goal, just another example of how AI is changing the world around us.
So, in this second part of our deep dive, we've explored AI's influence on climate change, the creative arts, and education.
And there's still more to come.
Don't miss the final part of our deep dive, where we'll delve into the ethical side of AI and what the future might hold.
It's going to be fascinating.
We'll be right back after a quick van. Welcome back to our AI deep dive.
It's been quite a journey, hasn't it? Exploring all these ways AI is shaping the world around us.
From predicting climate events to personalizing cancer treatments to even composing symphonies, it seems like there's nothing AI can't do.
It's really remarkable how far AI has come in such a short time.
But with all this incredible potential comes a responsibility to think about the ethical side of things.
Absolutely. As with any powerful technology, AI can be used for good or for bad, so it's crucial to have these conversations about responsible development and use.
What are some of the biggest ethical worries people have about AI?
Well, one of the top concerns is the potential for job displacement. As AI systems get more advanced, they're able to automate tasks that used to require human intelligence.
I can see how that would be a worry for people whose jobs could be replaced by AI.
Right. But it's important to remember that technology has always disrupted the job market. Throughout history, new technologies have created new jobs while making some old jobs obsolete.
So instead of being afraid of AI, we should be focusing on adapting to the changing job market.
Exactly. We need to invest in education and training programs so people have the skills they need to succeed in a future where AI is everywhere.
That makes sense. Are there any other ethical things we should be thinking about?
Another big concern is the potential for AI to make existing societal biases worse. AI algorithms are trained on huge data sets, and if that data contains bias, the AI system can end up perpetuating and even amplifying those biases.
So if an AI system is trained on data that mostly comes from one group of people, it might make unfair or inaccurate judgments about people from other groups.
That's right. It's absolutely crucial to make sure that AI systems are fair, unbiased, and inclusive.
It sounds like there's a lot of work to do to address all these challenges.
There is, but the good news is that there are a lot of really smart people working on these problems, developing ethical guidelines, fairness metrics, and ways to reduce bias in AI systems.
It's good to know that people are taking this seriously.
They are, and this is a conversation that needs to involve everyone. The future of AI depends on it.
Okay, so let's switch gears one last time and talk about the future of AI. What exciting things are on the horizon?
Well, one area that's generating a lot of buzz is artificial general intelligence, or AGI for short. This refers to AI systems that have cognitive abilities similar to humans.
So AI that can actually reason, solve problems, and learn like a person.
Exactly. We're still a long way from true AGI, but researchers are making some pretty amazing progress.
What are some of the potential benefits of AGI?
AGI could revolutionize just about every field you can think of. Imagine AI that can design new medicines, discover scientific breakthroughs, or even pilot spaceships to other planets.
It sounds like something out of a movie.
It does, but it's becoming more and more likely. Of course, with AGI comes some really big ethical and philosophical questions.
Like what?
Well, for example, if we create AI that's as smart as humans, how can we be sure that it shares our values and goals, and how do we prevent it from becoming a threat?
Those are some heavy questions.
They are, and there aren't any simple answers. But these are conversations we need to start having now, while AI is still developing.
It's exciting, a bit scary to think about all the possibilities.
It is. But one thing is for sure, AI is going to keep shaping our world in ways we can't even imagine yet.
Well, it's been amazing exploring the world of AI with you. We've learned about so many things, from its practical applications to its ethical challenges to its mind-blowing potential.
I've really enjoyed our conversation.
If you're as fascinated by AI as we are, be sure to follow @AI4the People for more insights. And let us know your thoughts in the comments.
We'd love to hear your predictions for the future of AI.
And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the world of technology.
Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey. We'll see you next time for another fascinating deep dive into the world of AI.